So I'll tell you probably more of the dirt behind that story. So I actually started out in high school. I was 17, didn't know what the heck I wanted to do, but for some reason I started watching ER, fell in love with George Clooney's character. So I was like, oh, I want to be a pediatrician. So I took the math classes, I took the science classes, and also at the same time, I was able to intern at SDI. So SDI, they had this internship where they wanted to give kids a first chance to work in a business environment. It was actually called the First Chance Initiative Program. And I started it, and I was doing marketing. You know, I was an assistant, just helping out wherever I could. Well, somewhere in there, you know, I started college, started doing the pre-med thing, figured out very quickly that that's not what I wanted to do. Those science classes were kind of insane. So I basically, you know, just started taking my electives and did that kind of thing. So I decided to take a programming class, a computer programming class. It happened to be Visual Basic, and it was actually kind of cool. You know, I loved it. It was creative. It let me do some coding. I was like, oh, awesome, I'll be a computer science major. So I took the next class, which was Java, and I decided that I didn't want to do that either because, as my best friend right over there can tell you, I had no free time. I was in the lab coding all the time during the morning, during the evening, and everything. So I decided that I really didn't want to do that, and plus I worked for a tech company, so I was able to see that the programmers didn't really do anything. You know, they just kind of stood in the corner and coded all day. Well, I like to talk, so that wasn't going to work. So I did some research at Loyola, and then they had an information systems degree, which was like a nice blend of business and technology classes, which I thought was pretty awesome. So that's what I ended up majoring in, and that's what I got my degree in. Well, since I was at SDI, I didn't really want to work in marketing anymore, so I decided to shift over to an IT position. So I became a network engineer with the company, and also transitioned from a part-time employee to a full-time employee right around the time I finished my undergrad degree. So I became a network engineer, and I've been doing that for almost 10 years now. So 2 years ago, I was at the CTA. We actually do support for the Chicago Transit Authority, and I mean seriously, like desktop support, server support, network support. I managed one of the teams. I actually carried a pager around, so I kind of had that doctor thing going on with the pager on my hip, but not quite. So I was a little burnt out, and I went to this conference because, you know, I'm like, you know, I'm missing something. I'm not feeling fulfilled, and, you know, I always had this idea of starting my own business, but didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I went to Spark and Hustle, this conference that Tori Johnson from Good Morning America created for women that wanted to start businesses or grow businesses. So I went there, and it was awesome. You know, it was like 200 women in one room. The energy was incredible, and I think it was there that I kind of realized that I had something to share with people. You know, I knew stuff that could help these women, and especially when it came to technology, they're just like, oh, you know, keep it away, you know, or it's just so overwhelming. There's just so much stuff. There's so much news. There's always this coming out, always this coming out. And I was like, oh, well, I know this stuff. You know, I read about this stuff all the time. And that's when I started techthisgirl.com. You know, it was seriously like a week later. I bought the domain and started blogging. So that was 2 years ago, just about. So ever since then, I've just kind of been blogging about technology. And women have been reaching out to me like, oh, you know, do you do services? I'm like, no, you know, I don't. But, you know, I figured out that I could turn this into a business. I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. So I started getting some clients, and now I actually have about 5 or 6 clients. Some of them are in Australia, which I think is pretty cool. And I am also actually running a class this month on WordPress, because a lot of people want to create websites, but they don't have $5,000 or $10,000 to pay people. So WordPress is a great solution for them, a great low-cost solution, but it's still tech. You know, it still boggles the mind with some people, so I'm still helping them kind of get started and get their websites off the ground. So that's pretty cool. So I'm also still working at SDI, which is exhausting. You know, I basically put in a full day there and then go home and then do the side business thing. And so I'm typically up to like, you know, midnight or 1 in the morning doing this stuff. But it's awesome because I'm helping these women, you know, and I feel like I'm helping a lot of coaches. Like a lot of women want to be like life coaches and health coaches, and they want to get started, but they technology is like, oh my God, I can't do this. And it's like, yeah, you can do this, I can help you, and that's what I'm here for. So, all they need is like a website or just somebody to kind of say, hey, I believe in you and I got your back when it comes to the tech stuff. So that's pretty awesome. And let's see. I think that's pretty much it, my story. I'm still, doing the day job, side hustle kind of thing, and I'm hoping that it turns into something pretty awesome, so I'm able to leave my day job pretty soon, because this April is kind of a big milestone month for me. I will, it's been 2 years since I started Tech Biz Gurl. I will be turning 32, and I'll have my 15-year anniversary at SDI. So I'm very excited about that, and I'm hoping that it'll open up some more milestones for me. And I guess at the end of the day, my point is, or what my story is, just it's okay to dream, and it's okay to know that you have something to share with the world, and there are people out there that will support you no matter what, and I am definitely one of them, especially when it comes to tech stuff. So don't be afraid to take action. I mean, I am a big fan of baby steps. I've baby stepped my way to where I am today, and I kind of have to because I don't have a lot of time anymore. And don't be afraid to fail. I mean, I've put out so many services and products that nobody bought, but then some of them do, and I've learned from them each and every time. So, I mean, just take a chance. Just go ahead and believe that you can be successful and that you have something to share with the world. So, that's about it. Yeah.